Cartoons.
Mom?
Yes, sweetie?
Can we press the play button, please? Because we're in the sequel of the Viva Pinata Adventures!
Really?
Yeah! Push it!
All right. Fine, I'll press it.
Yes!
Woohoo! Party time!
Happy birthday! Birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
To me!
To you. Everybody.
And more, my deducting, fit and murder.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to another Viva Pinata Adventures. Today, we are going to take a look at Super Mario Party, MojoPlays review. So, let's go ahead and get this thing started, and here we go. Still got a
The
ball on
Mario
a
Party
train.
series has had a bit of a troubled legacy over the years. Arguably a highlight at any N64 party night, the series over the years have tried some experimental changes that has been met with a mixed reception, which leads us to Super Mario Party, a title that aims to try and recapture the magic of the N64 games while also putting forward new
Super
party
Mario
features.
Party?
Does
That's
Super
gonna
Mario
be your
Party return
favorite
the series to its
too!
former glory, or is it a party crasher? Welcome to Mojo Plays, and this is our review of Super Mario Party. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell
Still
to get
gotta
notified
like
about our
this
latest
one of
videos.
these
The
types.
first thing you should be aware of is that the game only supports single Joy-Cons
Don't run
on their
along
own,
with that,
meaning
huh?
it cannot be played in handheld mode
You
when
can't
the
play it on the
Joy-Cons are
game.
attached.
What it
And
feels
there's
like.
no Pro Controller support. At first glance, I was concerned that this may have made the game uncomfortable to
Still
play,
get a banana
but I
peel and
actually
split
found
it
it
out.
very easy to enjoy since the game's controls are thankfully rather simple, making the Joy-Con easy to hold. Mario Party doesn't skimp on game modes. There's quite a handful to jump into. To start off, there's the traditional Mario Party mode, which sees a return to the classic format from the earlier games in the series, i.e. lap-based boards with branching paths, a star to collect from a random rotating location, and playing a random
Ooh,
minigame
Mario
at the
Party's
end
is
of each
still
turn.
got a lot of
Yes,
this,
the
huh?
dreaded party car from Mario
I like
Party
some
9
of
and
these
10
favorites
has
of
finally
that.
been retired in favor of bringing the series back to its roots.
Oh yeah.
And it's a very welcome return indeed. While boards are a bit smaller than previous entries, it's balanced out by having a reduced number of dice rolls, meaning that if you're unlucky and get constant 1s or 2s, you'll still be able to make some progress across the board.
Still got a custom dice block.
Though the biggest new feature is that on top of the standard 1 to 6 dice, each of the characters have their own special dice they can choose to use, each with their own risk-reward factor. For example, Dry Bones has a dice that is made up half of 1s and half of
Dry
6s,
Bones.
while
Don't
Rosalina's
have any
dice
good
has
reward
mostly
in
low
that.
rolls, but one side that has an 8. Furthermore, it's possible to recruit other characters as allies throughout the game, and use their special dice as well, providing a better sense of strategy into games that have been absent
Still
from the
got a lot of
series
games
for
to
more
do
than a
this.
decade now.
Oh, yeah.
However, the format has some issues though. The allies that we mentioned earlier can really upset the balance of a match, as they stay with the player that recruited them for the duration of the game, and every ally gives the main player 1 or 2 extra space moves. This can mean that a player who may have gathered 4 allies can easily dominate the board over others struggling to land on the right space. And while some boards are harder
That's
to land on the
organized in
right
that
space than
Mario Party
others,
sounds
it can make matches
invisible.
infuriating for players at a disadvantage. There's only 3 playable boards, with a 4th being unlocked once the others have been played. While Womp's Domino Ruins and King Bob-omb's Powder Keg Mine are both well-designed boards with lots of different routes and traps, the tropical-themed board Mega Fruit Paradise is particularly disappointing, as traversal across that board requires luck with landing on a specific space with warp pipes. Some fans may also be disappointed to know that the maximum amount of turns for a match is now 20 turns, though do keep in mind that 10 turns takes about an hour to get through. The next major mode is Partner Party, and this is a game changer for the series. This mode is a 2v2 mode with players moving around omnidirectional grid-based versions of the aforementioned boards instead of down the traditional paths. This allows for a lot of strategies between players to be formulated, as if both players in a team land on a star space on the same turn, the team ends up getting 2 stars. But like the main mode, the star also moves each turn, so teams have to decide, is it better to stick together and get a bigger reward, or split up and cover more ground? The pacing of this mode is also faster than the traditional mode, since there's less downtime for players waiting their turn. Overall, since the mode offers a lot more strategic depth, Partner Party ended up being our favorite mode in the game. But of course, the boards are only half the story here, so before we get to the other modes, let's talk about the minigames.
Pie hard.
If you're familiar with previous Mario Party entries, then you'll know that minigames are traditionally split into 3 different categories: 4-player, 1v3, and 2v2. And the offerings here range from decent to good, with a handful of great ones. There are quite a few creative standouts, like Nutcases, which requires players to use the Switch's HD Rumble to determine which boxes have more acorns than others, or Stake Your Claim, which is a deceptive head-scratcher requiring players to figure out this biggest slice of a large rectangle.
Oh, yeah.
But then you have less interesting games, like Feeding Frenzy, a game that suffers from imprecise readings of the Joy-Con's motion
Hungry
controllers,
fish.
as the game sometimes
I
has
like
issues
that
telling the
time.
difference between a light and heavy throw. I will say though that the ratio between good and bad minigames certainly leans more in the positive side. So overall, I'm pretty happy with what's on offer here. That is of course assuming you're playing with other people. Yes, unfortunately the AI of computer-controlled characters is still very questionable at times, especially in team minigames,
Much like
and they'll
very
often move
popular
around
to
in
this
really
one.
random directions
I
to the
think
point
there's
where
a
it
very
becomes comical
particular
as to how
type
dumb
of
they can be.
that.
In our sessions, playing against others was certainly far more enjoyable than playing alone, even if it's just with one other person. Unfortunately, the other big party modes are a bust. River Survival has 4 players all working together to paddle in synchronization down the
I know
river
this
while
game is
catching
really
balloons
works
that
a
trigger
lot,
4-player
huh?
co-op games. But sadly, these co-op games lack any real challenge since there's no real foe to fight against in any of them, and their limited quantity makes the whole experience feel repetitive very quickly. The other major mode is Soundstage, which is a gauntlet of rhythm-themed mini-games which all essentially boil down to swing the Joy-Con at the beat of the music. There's just simply not enough depth to this mode that it becomes nothing
Still
more
got
than a
rhythm
side
on that.
distraction. The
kinda
final
like
major
Dance
mode
Dance
is Challenge
Revolution
Road,
this
which is
time.
unlocked once all the minigames have been played at least once. This mode sets you on a classic Mario-style world map, with each minigame acting as a different level. Some minigames require certain criteria to complete, and there's a harder master mode to unlock with each game once you've beaten the mode, if you're still hungry for more minigames.
Yes.
Speaking of the minigames, it is possible to play them online in what's known as a Mariothon, where you compete in a set of 5-time or score-based minigames. While the mode was available offline to try out, the servers won't be available till launch day. Once we've gotten a good assessment of that mode, we'll drop a pinned comment about our impressions about this feature.
I like this feature game in that.
Overall, Super Mario Party, despite having a few issues, is still one of the better games in the series thanks to a return of game modes with a better emphasis on strategic play. It may not be the definitive Mario Party experience that fans were hoping
Not
for,
very bad
but
on
it's good to
that.
see that the series is now back on the right track. If you have the means to, get some friends together and give it a go. It's certainly capable of creating a lively game night.
Finish. Winner.
Check.
Well, we'll see you next time.
Well, that's all, folks. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
Get lost. Well, thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.
Happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.